Hello again and welcome back. In today's episode, we're talking about grit. All right, so I looked up grit, and in psychology, grit is a positive trait based on an individual's perseverance of effort combined with the passion for a particular long-term goal. Angela Duckworth wrote the book Grit, and she talks about the power of perseverance and passion. I mean, it's a very powerful book and makes a very strong argument on how really, if you want to be successful, you've got to be gritty. And when I think of grit, I can't help but think of Fareed Mohseni. Fareed is an immigrant from Azerbaijan. He's gone on to do very well in our business, and he's just very gritty. You think about his start when he came here to America. He was selling churros at Disneyland. I mean, he wasn't above anything. He was willing to get his hands dirty, get down to Disneyland, deal with thousands of people, selling churros. Fast forward the clock, put him in our business, put him in our environment, and he's down for whatever. He'll do whatever the clients are asking of him. He'll try anything. And so he's very gritty. I asked him to define, Fareed, what does grit mean to you? And he said, no matter how long it takes or how much effort it takes, if it's a real goal of mine, I will hit it. So here's Fareed talking about grit.
How important is it to have grit? I think grit is one of those really important ingredients that if you are missing, the formula just doesn't work. If you are trying to hit your goals, whether it is career goals, whether it is financial or health or whatsoever, marriage goals, relationships, I think grit is one of those important ingredients that you need to have, because every journey that we decide to take on always has challenges, always has obstacles, and no journey is ever going to be fully 100% smooth. And when those challenges do come, grit is one of those characteristics that you must apply in order to continue leveling up, continue on really going to the next stage of the journey, right? So, I'll also say this. It's okay when you are at the beginning and you're trying to figure stuff out, and grit is one of those topics that aren't the first things that's on your mind. But certainly I think with maturity, with experience, you come to realize that grit is one of the most important characteristics that you must possess, and not just possess, but I think everybody has a little bit of it. I think you also have to improve it and make it a characteristic in your life that is sustains a pretty big portion of you. How do we improve grit? Really easy in my opinion. I think it strictly comes by not giving up, right? But what does that really mean? That means you need to have the mindset of not quitting when the going gets tough, right? If the mindset is there and you stop quitting on your goals, on your career goals, on your relationship goals, on your finance goals, on your health goals, whatever it is, if you stop quitting every time it gets a little bit tougher, next week, next month, you're a little bit more grittier. And then next month, the challenge is going to be one level up. And because you're a little bit grittier, you're not going to give up on that one. You're not going to quit on that one. So then you're going to become, as long as you do not quit, even more gritty. So I think that's how we really develop grittiness in our character, just by not quitting. And second one that I would really say is your circle of influence, right? If you are consistently around other people that are tough, that are competitive, that just possess that grit that we're talking about, I think just by being surrounded by those guys and seeing their example over and over again, I personally believe that you will continue to increase your own level of grittiness as long as you're surrounded by the right people, which also goes in saying that if you're surrounded by the wrong people, you could probably decrease your level of grittiness. If you're consistently surrounded by people that make excuses, that people that aren't competitive, people that generally tend to give up, if that is your circle of influence, if that is your closest 5 friends or people that speak into your life, then I think you will decrease your level of grittiness. Thank you.